Hi guys, it's me again. I just went on the class tag to make sure my video uploaded of my read aloud, which it did. So happy it's working now. I figured it out. But I did see that some of us had a question on the state exam practice that was this story. It was called The Day I Rescued Einstein's Compass. It was one of these stories that had only written responses to it. So it was like questions 25, 26, and 27. If you don't need help on this, you don't have to continue watching the video. If you haven't even done it yet, you may want to watch it because when you get to this part, the information I'm going to give you might be pretty helpful. The video's not going anywhere, so you can always come back to it and replay it. So, I'm not going to read this whole story to you. You're capable of doing that. But just to refresh, so this was a story about a boy named Theo who was in a boat with Albert Einstein. Now, the directions said it was a story, so that tells me it's fiction. I know that Albert Einstein was a real person, but this story that is told is made up. It's fake. Always good information to know, as you know. So Theo was in a boat with Albert Einstein, and Albert Einstein is talking to him about this compass that he has that's super important to him and valuable. His father had given it to him when he was a young boy, and it kind of sparked his interest in learning about new things and figuring out mysteries of like why the whole thing with the compass needles always pointing north and the magnetic poles, all that stuff. The compass ends up going overboard, and Einstein gets very upset. He doesn't know what to do because he can't really swim. Theo jumps in the water and eventually finds the compass back for to give it back to Einstein, and he's super thrilled. And Einstein is so proud of that boy for being so brave for doing that for him because it really meant a lot. That's pretty much what the story was about. If you haven't done this yet, please read the story anyway. It has a lot more details, and you'll need to answer the questions. Don't just use my little synopsis. All right. So question 25, I'm just going to go over these quickly because they're written responses. You might not have done them in a while, and you may need some refreshers. So 25 says, in the story, how does Einstein feel about the compass that his father gave him? That one's kind of easy. Through the whole story, you can pretty much gather how Einstein feels about that compass. So you're going to answer that part. How does he feel about the compass? And then you're going to give two details to support that. So how did you come up with that feeling in your head? Okay. Give two examples from the story to support that one. That one's pretty good. Pretty easy, I think. Or easier. The next one, question 26, says, this one's tricky. What does paragraph 6 show about Theo's point of view? Use two details from the story, blah, blah. So, shows about Theo's point of view. You can answer this in one of two ways. First way is you could do like first person, second person, third person, how the story's told. But to me, that's kind of tricky. We haven't gone over that too much. So another correct way to answer this is obviously go back to paragraph 6, which I'm going to show you in a second. And Theo's point of view. Think to yourself, how is he seeing this situation? How is Theo, the boy, what is he kind of taking from this? Okay, and then you're going to give me two examples on why you came up with that. So paragraph 6, sorry, I keep messing up my papers. Paragraph 6, it's at the bottom of the first page. Here's what it says. But I could swim. In a split second, I dropped anchor into the water to keep the boat in place. I pulled off my life jacket. The waves had quieted down now. The compass would float, if I were lucky. What does this tell you about Theo? What kind of kid is he? How is he feeling right now based on what that paragraph says, right? So, like, is he scared? Is he caring? Is he determined? Is he anxious? Is he nervous? What's his point of view on this whole situation that's happened? Because right now the compass just fell in the water, okay? That part's your answer. Those little examples I just gave. Find one, pick another one. How is Theo feeling about this situation? Answer that. Then you're going to give two details on why you say that. So if you're going to say that Theo is scared. Okay, you'll say that. Theo's point of view is that he's scared right now. Well, then give me 2 details on why you're saying he's scared. Okay, use them from the text, pull them out. Those details should support what your answer was. Okay, I hope that should clarify number 26. If you're still stuck, just do your best. It's okay. All right. Number 27. Okay. That's the last written response for this one. It says, read the sentence from paragraph 8 of the story. And they give you the sentence. It says, I thought about the splendid binoculars my parents had given me and how I would feel if I lost them. The question is, how does this sentence, the one I just read, support a theme of the story? We've talked about theme. Theme, the message, the lesson, the moral of the story, kind of what you can take away from this that's going to apply to this story, but can also apply to your own life. I'm going to give you a hint. It's kind of the answer. You can also come up with other themes that work for this as well. To me, after I read this, I would say that a theme of this story is that some people have items that are really valuable and meaningful to them. That's the theme. Okay, the question's asking, how does this sentence support a theme? So I would state that theme, and then I would say this sentence supports that theme because Theo has binoculars that are really important to him, and that's a valuable item. Another detail is Einstein has a compass that's really important to him, right? You could come up with another theme, but you need to remember it has to be very general. That's that most important part of theme, right? It's a lesson or a moral of the story, the message the author's trying to portray that does apply, obviously, to the story, but also applies to your everyday life, right? Remember that whole Cinderella mouse thing we talked about? You should remember. I'm not repeating it. You should remember, right? Mice can't help you do the chores. That's not a theme. That's not real life. It applies to Cinderella, not to me. I don't want mice in my house. So it's those general statements that apply to the story and apply to your everyday life. That should help you with those questions. If you're stuck on any others, let me know, and I will do my best to help you out. It's why I'm here. Okay? Thanks, guys. Hope it helps.